What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel for the start of a brand new project, a 2015 Ford Police Interceptor Sedan. Not only did I buy one of these, I actually bought two, and I'll explain exactly why in a minute. Now before we get to that, if you are a true car enthusiast as myself and you enjoy all cars regardless of year, make, or model, then consider clicking that subscribe button so you can follow along with everything that goes on here. Now most people are familiar with these sedans because they're used by most major police departments across the US. When these things came out in 2012, I was really intrigued by the way they looked, and I really enjoyed the black on black styling. These things were purpose built, heavy duty, with upgrades to the engine, the suspension, and the brakes, making this thing an all-around performance package. So when a few of these were offered at the local government auction, I figured this was a good chance to buy one and try it out. Most of these cars had damage, and with the parts being super expensive for these cars, it only made sense to buy a parts car also. So we're going to take a look at these two cars and figure out the parts we need to replace and the repairs that we need to make. So I have both of these cars home, and I'm going to do a walk around. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look at the condition. We're going to take a look at maybe possibly some stuff inside. You know, sometimes they leave some cool police things in these things, so we're going to check that out. But basically this is a 2015 Ford Interceptor Sedan. It has roughly around 80,000 miles. I think it's 79 and some change. But as you can see, it's in pretty good shape until you step up here to the right front. And yes, it's obviously wrecked. Now, this is not really a big fix. It looks bad, but it's not really a big fix. So we're definitely going to need a headlight. The bumper cover, I believe I can fix this little corner here. All of our bracketry here seems to be in good shape. We do need a fender. The fender needs to be replaced. And of course, we got some suspension damage. We've got a lower control arm broke. We've got a CV axle that's obviously not in good shape. Everything else looks good. The sway bar end link right there looks a little bent. We might have to replace that. The strut, I'm not quite sure about that. It might be okay. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. And obviously we're going to need a tire, and we're going to need a wheel because it's bent. That's not a big deal because we do have a parts car. Now we do have some little light dings, dents and scratches. We got a ding here. We got a ding on the quarter panel. All this stuff's kind of commonplace. You know, we're talking about a workhorse. This is a workhorse. These things get used every day. So these things are going to have scratches and they're going to have issues. Now, even though these things are used every day for a long period of time, these things are very well maintained. And these things are built purposely from the factory, heavy duty. So we're going to start taking a look at some of the stuff. We're going to take a look at what's on the inside, and we'll just do a basic general walk around. So taking a look on the inside, you can see the seats are pretty good, but you can see we do have some issues. We have some airbags out. So we have the driver's side airbag out, and we have the passenger side curtain out, and we have the airbag on the side of the seat out. Now, the parts car has all that stuff. It has the module, all that stuff's good. So that will be easy to replace. And if you look behind me here, this thing actually does still have the rear seat divider. They just never took it out for some reason, which, you know, if you want to do a passenger car, you might want to take that out. But since we're just going to kind of leave this thing the way it is, we're just going to leave that in for the time being. And as you can see, it's just kind of filthy in here. There's some trash and some paperwork. Usually they take the consoles out. You can see that's gone. We do still have the bracket for the console, which is good. So let's take a look over here in the glove box. Oh, it looks like we got some paperwork. So we do have the owner's manual, which is good. Let's see, we should have maybe some maintenance records, paperwork for the sirens. That's paperwork for the sirens. There's the vehicle inspection report. More warranty card. Warranty card. Inspection paperwork. Oh, it looks like we've got the window sticker here. Let's take a look at that. These are always cool to see. So yeah, we've got a sticker with all the options. Now this is the factory window sticker. And as you can see, $33,000 is what this thing was brand new back in 2015. We got it way cheaper than that. I always like finding these window stickers. They're pretty cool on really anything because most people just toss them in the trash. I'm not sure exactly what that is. And there's some tire warranty. So nothing really super cool there, but some interesting things. Definitely that window sticker is a plus. So the overall condition of the dash and everything seems to be pretty good. And you can see we've got a spotlight, which is cool. So now let's go check and see what's in the trunk area. So let's see what's inside here, because usually this is where all the cool stuff is left. And we don't really have anything cool. There's some airbag material. Looks like we do have our side skirts from the side, so that's a positive because those can be expensive. Oh, this thing's got some kind of cool little lockbox on the side here, if I can get it open. We just have a jack. That's a cool little setup there. And let's see what we got. As for a spare tire here, we got a spare tire. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. So it looks like they've removed everything that would have been cool. But that's okay. We're still going to get this thing fixed and it'll be cool either way. So now let's take a look under the hood and see what we have underneath here. So now this is a 3.7 liter V6 engine, and this thing is all-wheel drive. Now you could get these things optioned out with a 3.5 twin turbo V6 EcoBoost engine. And that essentially was the same engine that you could find in the SHO Taurus. Unfortunately, this one does not have that one. But you know, the cop car versions of those, they usually tend to have problems with the turbos, with the mileage and everything. So with this being a non-turbo version, it's fine. These things have plenty of power, around like 305 horsepower. So we're not going to be hot rodding this thing. We're just going to be kind of riding it around. But as you can see, everything underneath the hood is in good shape. We don't really have any damage from the accident. And I've taken a look at all that before I've made a bid on the car. And it's really clean under here for the most part. Just a little dirty, dusty that is. And I'm not sure, some of the stuff might look like it's been replaced. As you can see, that's real shiny down there. But anyway, I've checked the oil and everything. All the fluids look good, as they should, because these cars are very well maintained by the police departments. So that's pretty much it for this one. Now we can take a look at our parts car. And here is the parts car. Now let me explain to you why I chose to buy a parts car and not individual parts. So around 2008, Ford filed for a lot of design patents on their body panels, their headlights, and their taillights, which in turn pretty much eliminated anybody making aftermarket parts for these cars as far as body panels. So that gives you two options. You can get them used at the junkyard, or you can go to the dealership and buy these things brand new. And let me tell you, you're going to be paying dealer price, and these parts are expensive. So even at the junkyard, these parts are expensive because that's one of the only two options you can get parts for these cars. So I actually picked this up way cheaper than I could have bought any of the parts for the other car. Now, if you look here, you can see the front end is damaged. We do have a good fender to fix the other car. And I have pretty much everything here, all the suspension pieces to fix the other car. The only thing that I'm missing is the headlight. Now that headlight used is around $350. So that just gives you an idea of how expensive these parts are. But if you look in the car, you can see that all of our airbags are good. So that means the airbag and the module's good. That right there alone would have probably cost me more than I paid for this car. And the way I figured is I can sell some parts off of this car and take all the parts I need and probably pay off about half of what I paid for the other car. Now this was a run and drive, and from what I understand, it was wrecked over here on the driver's side, and they've robbed some doors and stuff off of it. That's really the only thing that's gone. And this thing has around 88,000 miles on it. Same drivetrain, 3.7 all-wheel drive. Good looking car, otherwise, and the parts missing and the wreck piece up there. We got good tires. We have good doors. We've got a good door here. We can probably use that on the other car. And if you look, this car has the divider in the back, just like the other one. This one's actually in pretty good shape. Now, I think the other car overall is in better shape, but this being a parts car, this will suit just fine. So now let's take a look on the inside and see what we have. See if we've got anything cool in here that we can maybe use. Looks like we've got about the same kind of paperwork. Looks like we do have the window sticker for this one also. Really nothing else special there, just some paperwork and the owner's manual like we had in the other car. Now I've actually had this one running. I drove it to the spot that it's in and it runs excellent, as it should, since it only has roughly 90,000 miles on it. So now let's take a look in the trunk and see if we've got anything of interest back there. Well, it looks like we have some parts. So we got part of the front bumper, and that's good because I believe I could actually use this corner right here on the other bumper. Let's see, we got, looks like an inner fender for one of the sides. All parts we can sell, we don't need for the other car. Lower splash shield, you know, something like this doesn't look like it's expensive, but I guarantee that is expensive from Ford. Oh, it looks like we got a headlight. Oh, it's a passenger side headlight. And it's got the bracket. Got some little light scratches on it. Looks like all the tabs are there. That's definitely a score right there. That just saved us about $350. So that's pretty much one part we don't even have to buy. Looks like we got a grill. It's got a little bit of damage there, but believe it or not, this grill's probably actually still worth some money because that's probably fixable. And these grills are pretty expensive. So we got a lower grill. We got some other plastic trim. We got a bumper foam. We got a bumper brace. Looks like an air box. And there he is, another headlight back there. Oh, but it's broke. That's no good. We also seem to have a lockbox here. Let's take a look inside, see if there's anything. Nothing. But I do like the storage compartment. That's kind of cool. And it looks like this one has some kind of tray that you can slide out. Let's see if we can get it out. It's got a slide out tray. I think this is for maybe the electronics. You can see we've got a lot of electronics here that's missing. And that's fine, but that's a cool little like tray that you could use, like a utility tray. Now we've done seen all of this, let's go take a look underneath the hood. It's kind of unusual they left the police on the hood, because usually they take those decals off. And we have the same 3.7 liter V6 that we have in the other car. This is also an all-wheel drive car, and this engine runs excellent with only 88,000, 89,000 original miles. And this is something we can definitely sell to help recoup some of the money back from the entire project. And these things sell pretty easy, and they sell for pretty decent money, so it shouldn't be hard. So now that we've taken a look at all this, I'm pretty happy with my purchase. I'm pretty confident that I can sell a lot of parts off of this car and make some money back to where we don't have a whole lot of money in the other car. And I'm pretty happy that I've saved $350 right here. So now really all that's left to do is to start taking the parts that we need off of this car and putting them on our wrecked car and getting that thing off of the rollback. So now that we've had a chance to assess the damage on this car, we can finally start doing repairs, and that's what we'll start on in the next video. So until then, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Be sure to check out all my videos on all my other projects. Like, share, and comment below. And if you're not subscribed, be sure to click that subscribe button, click the bell so you'll get the notifications, and you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram.